Welcome, Gemini. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your November full moon reading. If you enjoy this reading, if it resonates for you, please like and subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot, for the reasons that most of you understand. It helps me grow and allows me to continue to do something that I love doing. Let's get started, Gemini, with your overall energy for the second half of November. The full moon is in Taurus on the 8th of this month. The Two of Wands is indicating that you are at a place where you are planning, contemplating a move, a growth, a new direction. You're comfortable where you are, but you recognize that you have reached a certain limit in your expertise, in your particular activity, and you are contemplating a new horizon, a desire to move into an unfamiliar area so that you can grow, you can expand this concern, and this feels like a skill set that you are growing, a business opportunity you recognize to expand on a service or product you're creating. So there is a decision being made, and you're contemplating a plan towards that new direction. In your 10th house, the house of the way that others see you, your position in the community or your social order. The Six of Wands is indicating recognition for some effort, some overcoming of an obstacle, some victory over a challenge. You have not won the war, but you are certainly being recognized for your investment, your activity, your energy, and your perseverance around a certain goal in leading your entire team, organization, community in an effort that is moving towards victory. You are being rewarded, you're being acknowledged. And as a particular kind of leader in this effort, this is really fueling you with the confidence and acknowledgement that you are preparing to move in this new direction. In your first house, we have the High Priestess. The High Priestess indicates that you are in a time of deep reflection, deep review about what you know, what you internally sense is the possibility or potential in this new direction. You're being pulled by your knowledge of self, by your advisement, your support from your ancestors, family members, those who know you, those who you understand your heritage, your culture, your purpose. And your purpose at this time is pulling you silently into this new direction, despite the way in which you're being recognized and rewarded for the direction you're currently pursuing. In your fourth house, the house of your home, your unconscious, we have the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is indicating to me that you are releasing obligations and responsibilities to your intimates. This can be your domestic environment, your family members. This can be a cherished team that you've worked with for a long time, people who have become like a family. This can be members of your tribe or whatever group of collaborators that you have been working on behalf of. You have fulfilled your obligation, you have fulfilled your responsibility, you have met the expectations of others to have their needs met, and you are now releasing that expectation after a great exhaustion, a tremendous investment, and you are thoroughly fatigued and drained from this meeting of your responsibility successfully. In the seventh house, the house of your significant others, we have the Hierophant. The Hierophant is indicating you are actively seeking out a lesson that relates to the way in which you connect with significant others. This can be you learning how to develop a relationship with yourself, making that connection to your potential, your higher self, the part of you that comes from that place of authenticity, identifies what it is you want, and begins to match up your internal resources and desires with the external opportunities. This is a lesson you've committed to because you are desiring a commitment in a significant relationship. And that commitment can always be yourself as the basis, but it can indicate your desire to commit to some form of conventional partnership, a relationship. This can be in business as well as personally. Let's find out more information about what's going on for you with the High Priestess in the first house. It is clarified by the Five of Pentacles in the second house and the Six of Cups in the third house. You're definitely exploring the ways in which you are experiencing a kind of flip of the way that you think about your deservedness. You are recognizing that your current community of comfort and safety and support is no longer aligned with your values, no longer see you as the person that you have always been expected to be. You are sinking into your purpose, into your core, into your heritage, your legacy. And this community may be an extension of that legacy, but you have understood that now you were built, you were born for a greater service than the service you are expected to fulfill and provide. And this has you overturning this idea you have, this expectation that you've always complied with to provide for others. You are looking at the way in which you have overgiven in the past. You have understood that your role was that of caretaker, was that of providing for others, meeting your obligation to make sure that the needs of others were addressed or taken care of. And you are completely rebalancing that as your sense of self is emerging from a period of lack, of poverty, of never having enough, despite the incredible amount of support, favor, attention that you pour out towards those that are important to you. And that includes your team members. You're not even communicating in the same way that you always did. However, you're becoming much more explicit about the terms of engagement, about what a friendship, a true friendship, or a respectful, equitable relationship truly is. And this is important because it impacts not only what you're communicating to others, but the way you're communicating it. You're recognizing that your skills require a response of equal depth and value, so that in the way that you have always provided for others, you are now making space to receive that equity in relationships, clearing your communication so that you're not over-promising or over-giving in your relationships, and instead are stepping back and allowing those who, in many cases, you've given to give back to you. In the fourth house, the Ten of Wands is clarified by the Hangman in the fifth house and the Queen of Cups in the sixth house. Indeed, right along with this intense focus, utilizing your intuition, understanding that all you're thinking, all that you're planning, all that you are experiencing right now need not be shared with others. But in addition, you are stepping back from members of your tribe, from the people that you have always worked and loved with, played and worked with, the ways in which you have gained enjoyment from your time with others, your relationships. You're really stepping back and allowing this new perspective to change and alter the way that you think about things, the way you think about yourself, the way you expect others to see you, the way you've always complied with an outdated view of who you are. You are doing this. You are actually recognizing and objectifying your relationships, detaching yourself from your powerful and passionate emotions, but you're doing it in a way that shows compassion as you're now recognizing the imbalance in your relationships, the disharmony in the way that you have always set up or allowed your relationships to exist, assuming your guardianship. You are understanding that as you are changing, as you are recognizing and allowing this more powerful intuition to inform your new beginnings, that you are showing compassion to those who are not moving along with you, who are not matching or aligned with your values at this time. Just as you have struggled through difficult times, overcoming hardships, and really learn to share your vulnerability with those as a way of supporting them and comforting them, you're understanding, you're looking at your peers, your co-workers, your collaborators with compassion, without judgment. And you're really seeing yourself reflected in their struggle to keep up with you. And this is where you have the opportunity to teach. What you're learning, you're sharing with others. What you're learning about your greater capacity, your desire and deservedness for more, you're showing to others. So this Hierophant in the 7th house is being clarified by the Hermit in the 8th house and the Strength card in the 9th house. You are definitely keeping your own counsel. You're definitely consulting your own authority. You're allowing your internal authority to emerge with a lot of intensity. As this intuition is opening you up to another experience of yourself and your capacity, you are investing in your own authority. Even as you recognize the ability of others to mentor you, to guide you, you are also gaining greater strength. You've had to show and display a certain edifice of strength for such a long time that you are well aware at this time that all of this work, all of this investment in an endeavor that supported others, that was about providing the needs of others without consideration of your own needs, you have been preparing for this emergence of your power, for this new path, preparing to clear away old stories about the way that you should relate, who you should be relating to, and what you can expect from relationships, what you're allowed to receive. You're clearing that up. You're understanding more deeply how strong you really are, how intense your power is becoming as you acknowledge it and recognize it and move in a direction that addresses your greater desires, your aligned desires. The 6 of Wands in the 10th house is clarified by the Knight of Wands in the 11th house and the Temperance card in the 12th house. This is you taking on this healing struggle, this desire to grow that you have endured solitarily for a very long time. this dilemma that you have customarily allowed yourself to be painted into this box that you've allowed yourself to own as a vehicle of you. You are dispensing with, you're discarding, but you're having to learn the way to do that. And this goes back to a commitment you made to yourself to understand better how to build an appropriate relationship, an abundant relationship, a connected, authentic relationship with yourself, and hence with all the other loved ones and partners in your life. You are exploring other ways that others have done it. You are looking into the various models that exist out there in the world, and by extension, everything that you're learning on this path, in this experience of realizing your greater capacity, you are sharing with others. And so that healing is rippling outward as if a rock fell into a water, into a vast lake or ocean. The experience of greater equilibrium in your life, balance and harmony, greater spiritual consciousness is something that is impacting your entire world. I'm going to pull an oracle card, and they're really a hodgepodge here. And I will pull this card, which is the amber, and the key words are ancestors. My ancestors are guiding and loving me as always. I am open to receive their support and wisdom. I'm going to leave it here. Thank you so much for your time. Until next time, namaste.